What do you like the most in Pakistan?
What do I like most in Pakistan? The
Like-
people.
People.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2, the food.
Number 3.
Number 3, mint margarita.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Like, I mean, you know a lot about Pakistan. You have been there again and again. I mean, this is maybe like your 6th or 7th time, and you have done a detailed analysis on this country. So, what do you think? Like, where Pakistan is heading in terms of the future?
Where Pakistan is headed in terms of the future.
That's a difficult one, but I
Yeah,
really
this
want
is a
you to
really
answer
difficult
it.
one because I really don't know about the Pakistani governments because sometimes it's different and sometimes the policy changes. The policy changes all of a sudden. And this is also something that might affect people to invest.
Yeah. That's right. And what do you think? Like, when I visited China, I got surprised. I mean, it is so developed. I mean, everything is really good. Roads, landscape, infrastructure, technology. I mean, everything. So if you compare Pakistan with China, how many years do you see that we are far behind? I'm just asking, just a rough figure. Like,
That is a really tough question.
I
as well.
really want to hear it. You know, I have seen many people over the TV, or maybe sometimes in somewhere on the internet, that we are like 100 years back, 200 years back, sometimes 50 years
100
back.
years and 200 years back is too much. I think it's about maybe 50 years.
50 years.
Yes.
That give me some energy. It's like
Yes.
we feel motivated now.
Yes. It's only 50 years.
So like there is a saying in China, like, I mean, somebody told me, maybe it's not right. They told me that the Chinese, they don't sleep, they work a lot.
Yes, that's
Is
true.
that true?
That's true. Because China has a huge population and same as Pakistan. But in China, people, they work really hard because of the real estate price, because of the life cost.
Life cost is expensive.
Life cost it is expensive, especially in Shanghai and different cities. For young people, they wanted to buy their own apartment to get married. So the apartment is very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you see the next 5 years of Pakistani's financial?
Financials. That's a very good question. I should ask you this for a check. So just leave it. Brooks, you know, it's really difficult to answer. The reason is the government is so unpredictable. The policies are so unpredictable. I mean, ever since I have been here in Pakistan, like I was born here, since my childhood, I have never seen a government who are actually working on something for the progress of Pakistan. Is like developing the industry, setting up the plants, increasing our export, or maybe something that would initiate a kind of a passion in the youngsters and the youth that they should work more, they should do their own business. So what is happening, you know, like in our universities, schools, they never taught kids about doing their own business. They will keep them to the books. They will not going to push them, or they will not going to push to their limits so that they can learn how to do business. But by the end of the day, once they pass out, what they do is that they look for a job. Say, in Bangladesh, they open microfinancing. So everybody who is graduated, he can go and he can apply for the microfinancing and he can start his own business. When you talk about Pakistan, so the rich community is like 1%, and out of 1%, 0.6%, maybe they acquire non-productive assets. So they have land, they have cars, and the land that does not generate any employment. So here in Pakistan, the scenario is, I mean, if you have money, you would go and you would go and buy the land, rather than you open a company, or maybe you should invest in kind of a program where everybody can get benefit out of it, like an opportunity for the employment, like a farming. So maybe the people, they can work on your land and they can generate some income. But rather what the rich community, they do is that they acquire land, they acquire cars, they acquire non-productive assets. These are all non-productive assets, right? So it's not something that I can tell you that what is the future of Pakistan after 5 years, or I cannot tell you now that what will be the financials of Pakistan after 5 years, because the 5 years back I have seen it. I mean, the past 5 years, I really got shocked. So I mean, one day from nowhere we got a news that Pakistan has imposed an import ban, and I got shocked. I was like, oh, now what we will do? My complete business is import. So, but they took a right decision, because the export and import net difference was very high, and it was necessary at that time to stop import. So coming to the question is like, after 5 years, maybe I think that Pakistan, if the government comes in a favor that develops the policies in the favor of the citizens, in the favor of developing the business within the country, and in the favor of promoting to do more export, then I believe that the financials would become better. Yeah. Okay. So on an individual level, what we are doing as a group, we aim to generate opportunities. You see, we have a company in Pakistan, and in Pakistan we are around like 1240 employees, out of which like 630 I have executive, and the remaining are the labor category. So it's like, I mean, then we expand to Saudi, then we expand to Dubai, and now we are planning to go to some other countries as well. The reason why we are doing it, to bring in the money outside to Pakistan, to help our people, to generate more income, to bring in more dollars, to bring in more riyals, dirhams, these kind of things. I mean, you understand? So this is the reason what on an individual level we are trying to do it. And I want to relate this question with the previous one, that where many Chinese suppliers are coming and they are hiring Pakistanis. So it's like they are hiring Pakistanis, and when there was an import ban, what they did is that, because the companies who are exporting, at that time government allotted them a quota, a portion of their sales that they can bring in against the export, right? So they have the import quota, under which what they did, they pushed the salesperson, let's say Trina, let's say Jinko, Longi, J, whatever the company was, you have to get the orders. And the Pakistanis, who are actually their employers, they went there and they just trying to get some orders, and somehow they failed to get. Then they went to the companies who were actually exporting, and they told them, hey, nobody can import now. If you will export, you can make money. Then what happened is that these companies, they exported, and they imported solar panels, and once it was done, then they started throwing their own prices. And what happened, eventually after a period of time, the direct importers of the distributors, they were also importing, and the companies who got the opportunity to import against their export quota, they were also importing, and everything mixed up. Right now, the panel price is very down. I mean, it's like around 27 or 28 Pakistani rupees. I have never seen it. And 2 years back, the price of solar panel was like 116, 120. So I cannot predict. What I do is that on an individual level, as a group, we just try to contribute. We try to bring in the products, we try to generate more income, we try to generate more opportunities, employment, we try to expand in other countries so that we can bring in the finance. This is how I can reply to your question.